The episode begins when Morika Morioka, a 30-year-old woman, wakes up to her alarm early in the morning for the job, acknowledging that now she has quit her taxing corporate job and is emancipated. It is revealed that Moriko was a successful career woman and switched to become an elite NEET, in other words, just being unemployed and useless. Since that is the case, she buckles up to her computer and searches for her favorite game that was no longer in service, and thereby she decides to join an online MMORPG Fruits the Mare game, which intrigues her as she reinvents a handsome male character named Hayashi as her avatar. The reason she joins the game is of course to get distracted and disillusioned by real-life problems. Initially, after making the avatar in the game, Hayashi repeatedly fails to defeat the character boss until he encounters a kind-hearted and beautiful player and a healer, Lily, a high-level player who offers to help him learn the game. As our main lead catches a glimpse of Lily, she becomes obsessed and attached with her character instantly, finding the game more interesting to play. Hayashi and Lily become close friends in the realm of the game. As Moriko is eventually able to defeat the boss with the help of Lily, she joins her guild, which is a home party. Later, as it had been months since both of them went to see Anemone together, Lily meets up with Hayashi. However, she is ignored multiple times by him, which makes her sad. While all the guild members, including Hayashi, are celebrating on upgrading his level, one of the members, named Esmeralda, spots Lily alone by herself. Upon asking Lily, she tells him that Hayashi has been ignoring her. Since they all are a team, Esmeralda asks a favor from the guild leader Kanbei to solve this problem with Hayashi. So, as to speak about this matter with Hayashi, Kanbei persuades him to private training and warns him not to get attached to Lily so much outside the game, and that romance is not allowed in his guild, so it's better to stay friends like before. Even though Kanbei makes this all clear, Hayashi confides with him and reveals that he wanted to get Lily a crystal rose as a Christmas present, as a token of appreciation for helping him throughout the game, and just after that, the both of them are challenged to a quest, and they win it. In the meantime, Hayashi visits Lily and apologizes to her for being ignorant towards her. In addition, he invites her to meet up with him on Christmas Eve. On the other hand, as our main character is immensely engrossed in her new life as Hayashi, as a consequence, she finds her fridge empty, and starving for a day, she runs to the convenience store immediately. In the store, she witnesses couples everywhere celebrating Christmas, making her the only single woman inside the store, which annoys her. As she waits in the queue asking for the last chicken piece, she happens to point at the same chicken as the attractive man, who lets her buy it, hearing her hunger pang. Our poor protagonist runs in embarrassment, taking her food and game cards. The next day, Moriko logs into the game world where Hayashi and Lily exchange Christmas presents. As they both exchange their gifts, Lily gives Hayashi a die to use on his gear if he finds something he likes, whereas Hayashi gives her a mini rose brooch that she falls in love with, confessing that it's the best Christmas present she ever got. The other day in the game, Hayashi and Lilac are fighting a quest. As they complete it, Lilac talks about how busy everyone is in their real lives, as they are adults and logged out of the game, pointing towards our unemployed main character, who is always online in the game. As Moriko seems to be freaked out about the conversation being directed towards her being an elite NEET, Lilac assumes he is a 21-year-old university student, to which Hayashi promptly agrees, hiding her true offline identity from the clan. After not so long, Hayashi meets up with Lily at the beach, and Lily reveals everything she hears from the guild members. We get to know that Lilac and Kanbei bet on Hayashi's age. As he unintentionally claims to his fake identity, it helps Lilac win the bet with him taking all the money. As Lily is now aware of his age, Hayashi gets calm as now he will not be confronted regarding his age. Meanwhile, Moriko gets curious about Lily's age and thinks in her head. She mistakenly types everything going on in her mind, asking Lily her age. Her character Hayashi starts bawling his eyes out as Lily gets serious about it. Despite that, Lily tells him that she will reveal everything about her in secret. As the both of them gaze at the sky, when Moriko peeks at the time that is past 5 in the morning, the both of them are alarmed as Lily had her job at 9, so she decides to stay awake all night. And so Moriko types in to accompany her till the morning. In spite of that, Moriko wakes up in the morning catching a bad cold as Hayashi fell asleep next to Lily by the beach. Before her condition could get any worse, she leaves to buy her medicine. While walking her way to the store, the sleep-deprived and sick Moriko gets elbowed in the face by a man, causing her to be knocked out to the ground. Later, our poor protagonist wakes up in the hospital room and witnesses a handsome guy with natural blonde hair sitting across from him. As Moriko forgets her insurance card, the man covers her hospital bills as a manner of apology and introduces himself as Yuta Sakurai is a 28-year-old businessman and also Lily's player, which Moriko is unaware of. The timid Yuta is also an elite employee at his trading company, and he is socially awkward outside his work and has a hard time opening up to others. The next day in the game, as Hayashi seems to be zoned out, the guild members ask him to share his problems as they are his friends. Hayashi decides to tell his guildmates about the incident while switching genders. He reveals everything. Listening to this, Lilac and Himeralda turn his story into a romance plot and start making fun of him, whereas Kanbei, the wise leader, advises Hayashi to start off the conversation with an email to thank this person. With this in mind, Moriko sends Yuta an email to which he instantly answers back. She again logs in the game and tells the members about the email as Yuta offers to meet her for dinner. In the real world, Moriko gets anxious and indecisive about meeting Yuta in public, assuming herself to be an ugly woman. However, to clear her anxious thoughts, she logs into the game. While there, Hayashi meets Lily sitting on a tree branch, where she reveals that to hide her problems, she often comes to this place and that she doesn't want to make her guildmates worry. Upon hearing this, Hayashi gains the strength that even bright and nice people have worries in their lives, and after that, they both make the promise to each other to rely on each other if they feel worried. The following night, Moriko decides to reply to Yuta while she is sleepy, and our protagonist accidentally texts him at midnight. The next morning, Yuta Sakurai wakes up to his alarm. However, he gets overjoyed after seeing the reply sent by Moriko. The following day, Yuta attends dinner out with his co-worker, Homare Koiwai. As the both of them joke around, Yuta asks Homare about Moriko, on which he reveals that she was his former co-worker at a corporation. In addition, Homare and Moriko used to know each other as sometimes she used to fill in for other employees' work, so they used to talk through working calls and never met personally while she was an employee, but eventually she quit her job, which makes Homare sad. As Homare calls Moriko by her nickname in front of Yuta, he gets flustered, and the both of them start bickering again. Apart from that, Moriko decides to reply to Yuta and turns down his offer to dinner as he already had done so much for her. Even so, Yuta responds to her message wanting to remain friends with her. Furthermore, as now everything was resolved related to Yuta, Moriko logs into the game with no trouble, elated to continue the game. Entering the game, Hayashi meets up with Pokotaro, one of the guildmates who shares his thoughts with Hayashi about logging out of the game for too long because of real-life problems. On that, Hayashi assures him that everything has been resolved. Meanwhile, they're conversing that a gift is delivered to Hayashi from Lily, and it turns out to be an expensive coat. Moriko panics after receiving an expensive gift as Hayashi, her character, has nothing to give in return and is afraid of accepting it as Lily might have an ulterior motive. To sort this out, Hayashi meets up with Lily asking if she has an ulterior motive in return for this gift, as he has nothing to offer. Hearing this, Lily tells her story of the past in the game. As we are traveling to Lily's flashback, it's revealed to us that as soon as she joined this game, everyone wanted to be partners with her, as she was a girl and a support class. The reason why Lily kept her distance from everyone in the game and did not get attached, as when she joined the guild, one of the female characters accused her of playing off with the guild master's feelings. To solve the matter, Kanbei helps her out by offering her to be his partner so that she could play the game with ease. After that, both Lily and Hayashi remember the games they played in the past with the people that gave them strength. Right after that, Lily asks Hayashi to be her partner in the game as she feels at peace with him and enjoys this game the most since he joined it, and she puts on her coat. More than Hayashi, Moriko gets overwhelmed being asked out by a girl in an online game and deep down feels nice despite being in her 30s. As a result, Hayashi also wears the coat and accepts being partners with her, not knowing who Lily's player really is. As both of them are having their moment, the guildmates are happy to see MMO junkies and Kanbei gets happy for Lily for finding her match. The next episode starts as Moriko looks up stuff to buy a gift for Lily and looks for a bonus. However, being unemployed, she has to cut down from her savings. On the other hand, Lilac in the real world seems to be jealous of Hayashi and Lilac being partners and logs into the game. Kazuomi Fujimoto, Kanbei's player, who is a college student who works part-time at the convenience store that Moriko visits often. Fujimoto is relieved after hearing that someone will fill in his place on Wednesday. However, as he is about to sign off, Moriko enters the convenience store to buy some stuff, along with Fruits the Mare game cards. Fujimoto apologizes as the electronic money service is currently undergoing maintenance, so they couldn't process any transactions. Looking at her sulking face as our protagonist couldn't live without the game, Fujimoto tells her it won't take time and she can wait here. Ultimately, the two of them discover that they play Fruits the Mare and have a little conversation. On her way back, Moriko feels delighted that she met someone for the first time from the game. In the game, Hayashi and Kanbei are having a conversation. In the meantime, Lilac shows up in a new look and Hayashi compliments telling her that she looks looks cute, while on the other hand, Kanbei spills the truth that she just wasted her money. She gets offended, and both of them start bickering with each other, while Hayashi strives to calm them down. In the midst of their argument, Pokotaro and Lily appear, and the whole clan tries to find the rarest items in the loot, wishing luck to each other. As Hayashi doesn't seem to be happy with his items, his friends buckle him up and tell him he still has many chances left. In the end of the loot, Hayashi surprisingly wins 2 prizes, which make him cry with joy. Both Lily and Lilac, on the other hand, are happy to get the same gifts, though they both are dissatisfied with the colors, to which Hayashi agrees, while Kanbei teases Lilac that pale colors that she is wearing at the moment looks good to Lily, and that offends her to the core. On the other hand, in the real world, Yuta curiously asks Homari about meeting Moriko again. To tease Yuta, he assumes that he has fallen in love with Moriko as she keeps checking his phone. Hence, Yuta tells him to stop as he is making him sound like a stalker. After that, Homari leaves to go to the convenience store to look for Moriko, and eventually meets with her. Dismissing the courtesy, he starts talking to Moriko, and she freaks out as she is not used to boys talking to her. However, Homari still insists on having a few drinks with her, as both knew each other from before as well as former co-workers. Homari teases Yuta and informs him that he will be going on a date with Moriko, and tells him about their earlier encounter at the store. Back in the game, as Hayashi and Lily talk to each other, he reveals and shares the problems that Moriko had been facing in her real life lately, which include the incident of her being fainted after bumping into a handsome guy, Yuta. Upon hearing this, Lily gets a hunch and a hint from Moriko's real-life accident that was similar to hers. In the beginning, Yuta connects the dots and tries to process everything Hayashi had shared with him in the game. As everything falls right into place, Yuta insists on believing that coincidences like these don't happen in real life and decides not to think about it anymore. Homari teases Yuta about his upcoming date with Moriko, although Homari tells him to tag along with him to the date as he set all this up for him to begin with. Moriko goes to the convenience store to buy some stuff, and there she has a little conversation with Fujimoto. Nonetheless, while there, Moriko's truth unravels about her disguised as a male character in the game, and Fujimoto reveals his character, which is Kanbei. In the game, Hayashi is baffled and has no clue of what to do, so he hides in the bushes, and Lilac finds him there. Later, Kanbei and Hayashi both talk to each other, and Hayashi apologizes to him for fabricating his real identity as a woman. On this, Kanbei warns him not to reveal everything about him with Lily. In real life, Moriko looks at herself in the mirror and gets uncertain about her date outfit. To help her with that, she decides to ask Lily. As Lily and Hayashi are talking to each other, Kanbei arrives, being aware of the fact of the real-life identities of both Lily and Hayashi. Meanwhile, Kanbei tells Lily to advise Hayashi how a girl would dress to go on a date and what hairstyle would be appropriate, and the both of them end up arguing. To look perfect on her date, Moriko goes to the salon and cuts her hair short, making her look wonderful. Not to miss her date, Moriko arrives at the place where she was supposed to meet Homari for the date. As she waits for Koiwai, unfortunately, he doesn't show up. Yuta, on the other hand, is confused as he doesn't want to believe the fact that Hayashi is Moriko in real life. He calls Homari and asks about the date, and Homari informs him it's tomorrow as he is on a business trip today. To confirm this, Yuta logs into the game to see if Hayashi is online, but she isn't. Finally, to find the answer to his questions, Yuta races to the public square to see if Moriko is there. And as he arrives there, he spots a beautiful girl, however, waiting there with a miserable face. As Moriko is about to leave the place to save the day, he shouts her name. As Yuta shouts Moriko's name, she looks behind and witnesses him standing in front of the station. Calling it a coincidence, Moriko gets a call from Homari Koiwai, and then she realizes that she got the day of the week wrong. Dying from embarrassment, Moriko explains to Homari that she just coincidentally met Yuta on her way. As Yuta and Homari talk through her phone on the speaker, Koiwai teases her, calling her cute and wishing to be there. As our flustered main lead gets baffled by the compliments, Yuta confesses that she looks cute. After that, Homari suggests that the both of them go for drinks together. Therefore, Moriko invites Yuta to have drinks together, and he agrees. As both of them seem to get along, he gradually understands that Moriko's player is Hayashi and considers himself lucky to meet her after bumping into her many times. As Moriko has low tolerance of alcohol, she gets dizzy. Meanwhile, Yuta gets back from the convenience store and gets her water. He offers Moriko to walk her home to help her get sober. While the both of them walk together, Yuta compliments Moriko as a serious and kind-hearted woman. Hearing that, she gets jealous and confesses that if Koiwai and Yuta would have been with her at her workplace, she would have enjoyed her job much more. With this in mind, Moriko gets elated to meet Koiwai at the date after hearing that he is a nice guy who keeps teasing and jokes around. The following night, as Yuta and Koiwai talk on the phone, Yuta tells him to go alone on his date night while logging into the game. We witness that Hayashi and Lily are together in the game. The next day, Moriko anxiously waits for Homare to show up. To her surprise, he appears from behind, making her flustered. As the both of them go on a date to a restaurant, Moriko explains that she made online friends on the game she frequently plays, and that she took their advice for the look on her date night, and Koiwai praises her beauty while feeling assured that now Moriko is happy with her life. Whereas Yuta keeps logging into the game, checking if Moriko had come back from the date and gets worried. While Homare goes to the restroom for a moment, Moriko checks on the menu. However, when he gets back, he witnesses Moriko fell asleep by the table. To tease Yuta, he takes a picture of sleeping Moriko, who looks adorable, and texts him saying that he is taking her home. As soon as Yuta reads the message, he gets alarmed and rushes to Homare's house to check on her. In the meantime, as he reaches his house sweating and panting heavily, Koiwai reveals that he was joking around and had safely left Moriko to her place. Upon this, Yuta clarifies himself that he is not interested in both of them and leaves. Following that, as our main lead gets home, she takes off her makeup and gets into her comfort zone. She reflects on it and believes that playing MMO makes her feel at home, and she finds her true happiness there. And with that, our recap for today comes to an end. What do you guys think? Is it possible to find true love in online gaming? Do let us know down in the comments, as we'd love to hear from you. And as always, thanks for watching. Drop us a like, share it with your friends, and subscribe to Annie Recapped if you want to find more awesome animes to watch on your feed. With that said, we'll see you in the next one. Peace!